All right, so you know what else is hot? Temp-tations by Tara McConnell. She's in the house today.
Hello.
Mwah. Nice to see you.
Great to be here.
You know, Tara, the last time you and I had this item on the air, it was way back in February. There was snow on the ground, and we were wearing big sweaters and heavy coats. All right?
True story.
That was the last time we had it on, and every single set of these oven mitts sold out.
Yes.
All right? So what we're doing is bringing it back today, and we're introducing two colors we did not have in February.
Yeah.
This is all part of 31 Days of Temp-tations. How much do we love Temp-tations all year long? These are remarkable. And you know what, Tara, our graphic says set of two of these, so we want to make sure that we're clear on what that means.
Yeah, so first of all, David, the reason why these gloves I think have been so popular is because they're a 3-ply, 3-layer material that allows no heat transfer, which is great. So you're going to see us do all of these different demos. These are the gloves that I love to use inside and out. Why? Because I've burned myself numerous times reaching into an oven. You'll see that scar in just a minute. Reaching into the oven, grabbing something. So I made these a little bit longer so that, again, you won't have to worry about burning yourself. And again, you can go from the oven, from the fridge, wherever you want to go with these great gloves. And they have silicone, so it's a non-slip. We have all the colors down in front, David.
And when we say set of two, it's a pair.
Yeah, you're getting both, of course.
Yeah, you're getting one for each hand.
Yes.
I didn't want you to think you're getting two sets. You get one for each hand. That's what we call a set of two in these oven mitts. Now, I will tell you, when we had these on back in February, every single color sold out. So every one of the colors that sold out is back today, including two new ones that we didn't have in February. Brand new today. This one is, are we calling this?
That's our eggplant.
Eggplant, thank you. So eggplant and spice are both brand new. Spice is the most limited, fewer than 1,000 to go around in the spice. So we have eggplant, we have spice. Here it is in black. How many of you know my color of Old World? Brown. There's mine. All right, and then we've got it for you in blue. We have it in red. And finally, we have it in green. How you doing, Holiday?
Yeah,
right there
perfect.
on the end.
Love that.
So everybody is loving these because if you're wondering, will this fit my hands? I have the largest hands known to man, okay? I have great big meat hooks.
Yes, you do.
If these fit in my hands, ladies, if you're shopping out there for a guy in your life and you're wondering, will these fit him? Check it out. I have enormous hands. Look how big they are. Okay. Big, big hands. This is going to be great. They're going to fit.
Yep.
And they have these wonderful little grippers on both sides.
Yeah, the silicone on both sides, which makes it a non-slip grip, which is just great. So when you're thinking about something that's bubbling on your stovetop, would you reach in with your hands and be able to touch it like this? Would you be able to pick it up, slide your hand underneath it, and hold that? Look at that piping hot soup that I have there, and I'm holding it with one hand, and I'm holding it under the bottom of that. This is that 3-ply. Yeah, the tea's done. Why don't you go ahead and put that right on your hand?
How about this, kids? You just heard the whistling tea kettle. Check it out.
This is what we love about these gloves. The fact that you can take something 500, 600, 700 degrees directly off the stovetop, put it right on your hands. You're gonna prevent the burning. You're gonna reach in and out of the ovens and not have to worry about it because you have the length here. As David was saying, they're nice and big, but they're also give you the dexterity if you have a smaller hand to go ahead and hold that as well.
Let me update you and tell you 2,000 sets are now gone. I have 1,500 people on the phone lines. And I'll tell you, one of our brand new colors today is the spice, and the spice is now getting limited. I have 500 left in the spice. In fact, I'm going to move the spice to the end so when it sells out, I can move that off the set more quickly. So I have fewer than 500 left in spice. Here it is in eggplant. Eggplant is our newest Old World color. So now you've got a chance to match some of your bakers. I know many of you have been buying the eggplant, particularly during 31 Days of Temp-tations, when there are so many wonderful Temp-tations items to choose from. Now here it is in black. I have it for you in brown, which is my color. Then we have it in blue. Jump on over to red. How many of our foodies like red? Yeah, get it. So we've got red, and we also have this for you finally in the Old World green, which was the first color of Old World that we ever did. And when I say we, I mean Tara. This is something very, very exciting, and We're tickled that we've got these back in stock because, as I mentioned, it was February when we had these on the last time. It's taken us several months to get them back.
So a couple of things I love about this, David. First of all, I can reach right in here with these gloves and pull out the rack. How many times do we actually burn ourselves because we're reaching in and actually grabbing that rack? I can put my wrist up against it and not have to worry about it. So whether it's on the hand or it's actually on that part that covers your wrist, now I can reach inside my piping hot oven, 500 degrees if I wanted to, come right out, and look at this. Here's my beautiful plate of nachos. I'm holding that underneath. This is coming out of the oven piping hot, but because of that three-ply, because of that three-ply, three-layer, non-heat resistant material, nothing's gonna happen there. Is that piping hot?
Yeah, it's pretty warm. And delicious.
Yes. I'm gonna put that right down in front.
And let me tell you now, we are super busy. In fact, 4,500 are gone, 2,500 people on the phone lines. If you want the spice, I have only 100 left in spice. Let me also tell you that we're so busy on the phones, we need to ask you to use automated ordering. Go to QVC.com. We've got some exciting things planned for you during our 3-hour show today. Lots of brand new goodies coming up, but I don't want you to miss out on these, and they're flying. All right, so spice, fewer than 500 left to go around. I beg your pardon, fewer than 100.
Whoa.
Okay, fewer than 100 spice. Here it is in eggplant. I've got it in black, then brown, blue, red, and finally green. Tara, if these get dirty, how do we clean them?
Oh, great question. You can just put them right in your washing machine. All we do is recommend that you do not dry them because you have that great silicone. Could I bother you for a minute?
Well, I need to do something first.
I can bother you for a minute.
Spice has sold out.
Yay!
Spice is gone. Alrighty. So, what do you need me to do, my
So
darling?
you saw that we took the tea kettle boiling right off. How about now being able to take this skillet right off?
Okay.
David, you trust me so well.
Of course I do.
I love that. Just want to show you how hot that pan is, that it can basically cook that egg immediately, but notice that David's holding it from underneath. You may feel a little warmth.
Yeah, I feel the warmth, but it's not burning
But it's not burning.
Yeah.
And that's that three-ply heat-resistant material, plus you have those silicone grips. What's great about that silicone grip, David, is if I need to open a jar, if I have some dexterity issues, go ahead and give that jar a spin.
Here, I'm gonna give
It's
you this.
non-stick.
Show us the jar.
Yeah, so look how easy that is. Here it is, becomes that non-stick. So whether you're opening large jars or you need, maybe a little help with some of the smaller pieces, you can do that as well. Again, remember, you can take something directly out of the oven, directly off the stovetop, a whistling kettle, and be able to put it right on top of your hands. You have those boiling meatballs? Oh, no problem. How about I take them off the flame? How about I walk this way with them? No heat transfer, which is phenomenal.
All right, we are Banana Town crazy busy. All right, so it's important to know we've now taken orders for 7,500.
Wow.
And 3,000 people on the phone lines. 3,000 people on the phones. Please don't wait on this. We have brand new eggplant today. Now, we've never had the eggplant before. When we had this back in February when they were all brand new, we did not have eggplant. Eggplant is new today and very popular. We've already sold out of spice, which was right here. And then we're now beginning to get limited in eggplant. Here's black. Oh, black is now most limited. Okay, so black is the most limited. Then we have brown, then blue, red, and green. But Tara, we raise a good point that yes, they fit the great big hands, but they also fit a little petite hand like Tara's.
Yeah.
Tara has little hands, and these are still very, very maneuverable.
Well, that's what I love. It gives you that dexterity, right? You can still do things in and out of the oven, which I love. I even love using them out on your barbecue. Again, just around the kitchen, think how many times, and this is what I was showing earlier, I've burned myself going in and out of the oven. Now, I designed these so, again, they're going to come down long enough so you don't have to worry about that burn. So when you're grabbing that rack out, when you're taking your baked potatoes directly out of the oven, when you're taking that kettle off and putting it right on your hand with that non-slip. And David, I did the non-slip on both sides so you don't have to futz around with which hand it goes on.
Well, that's
true. You can put it on whatever you want. You
know what? I have really taken to doing baked potatoes on the grill this summer. Ooh, and they are so nice, and they come off tasting like steakhouse baked potatoes. And they've got that really marvelous, yummy crust on the skin. So, really important to be able to reach in there. I wrap my potatoes in foil on the grill. So I reach in there, I could grab these right out with these. In fact, I think you have probably some in the oven.
This is exactly what you're talking about. First, go ahead and grab the grill. Notice
Yeah.
grab the rack,
Right.
and then you can take your baked potatoes right out. Your corn on the cob right out. I like to grill my corn on the cob.
You know what else? How many times have you taken a baked potato either out of the oven or off the grill? You put it on the dinner plate, you take a knife and you slice it, but then you have to get either side and push it together so you can get it to blossom, so you can put the butter and sour cream in. And how many times does it burn the pea doodle out of your fingers? All right?
The pea doodle.
This would mean I could slice it, push it, prepare it, and never burn my fingers.
Yes.
Plus, you're also going to find that these are very grippy. So if you need to get a hold of something that's a little moist, like a potato or something that's got a little moisture, no problem, because the grip is right there.
Yeah, the grip. And that's what we're talking about when we're talking. You hear that pop? When we're talking about needing something to help, that silicone non-slip is going to be perfect for opening your jars. These are a multi-use glove.
Big
Yes,
update.
David?
Big update.
Oh.
Over
I'll be quiet.
10,000 sets are now gone, okay? We continue to be very, very busy. In fact, there are 3,000 people on the phone lines waiting to place an order. And I will tell you, we're now going to put the black on the end here because it's going to be the next to sell out. I have fewer than 500 left in the black. If you want the black, be on the line right now. Then we've got it for you. Get that right now. And then we've got it for you in eggplant. Here's my brown. There's the blue. There's your Temp-tations red. And finally, the color that started it all in Old World, the Temp-tations green. Incredibly busy. The last time we had these on the air was its debut in February, when every set sold out to the piece.
And it takes us this long to get them back, David. You know, they're a fabric. They're dyed to match. That silicone is then adhered to it, and you have that 3-ply heat-resistant material, which enables you to take things like those bubbling hot meatballs. Is this something you would do naturally? No. But could you actually hold that on top of there? You could. Could you actually use it as a trivet when you're bringing something right to the table? You could.
Could I take this whistling tea kettle?
And could you hold it?
And put it right on my hand? We'll come back and show you. I mean, you hear it squealing, right?
Uh-huh.
Check it out, you guys.
It's unbelievable. These are a lifesaver in your kitchen, whether you're using them for Temp-tations or you're using them for anything. If you've never even tried Temp-tations before, this is a nice way to get started because these are so unique.
Okay, the whistling tea kettle's starting to get on my nerves. All right. I love it. And I love the demonstration, but make it stop squealing.
I understand.
When will the tea kettle stop squealing? All right, so we've got something very exciting to tell you now. We started this show with 21,000 sets. I have fewer than 7,000 left.
Wow.
Okay, here's what I have remaining. Oh, black just sold out, so black is gone. There we go, thank you, Justin. All right, we have eggplant. Fewer than 1,500 left in the eggplant. Here's the brown. Fewer than 1,000.
Wow.
Here is your blue. 1,200 left in blue. There's your red. Fewer than 1,000. And in the green, 2,000 left to go around. Please remember, we are super busy. We've got over 3,000 people who just jumped on the phone lines. And we're at 14,000 sold out of the 21,000 we started the show with. This is very, very busy. This is going very quickly. Bear in mind, the last time this sold out was February. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August. 7 months it took us to get this back in stock. This is why you don't want to let this sell out. If you need it for holiday, for gift giving,
love that.
all those kinds of things, because it'll be a crapshoot at this point whether or not we get it back in before year's end. So don't miss out on this and take advantage of your color. We know Temp-tations customers love to collect their color.
Absolutely.
So now is your chance to do that, but we are super busy. Automated ordering, QVC.com, QVC mobile app. And did you know you can text message your order? But remember, standard text messaging rates will apply, just like American Idol. All right, this is K408.
And we'll be back right after the commercial.
And we'll be back after the break. I'm kidding. And we'll find out who's going home after the break. All right. This is K40805, and really, really exciting. We've got it in eggplant. Fewer than 1,500 now to go around. Here's your brown. 700 left in the brown. These are flying. Here's your blue. 800 left in the blue. Your red. 400 left. And in the green, 1,800 are all we have to go around. We're going to wrap up on this, but please don't hang up. In fact, our phone lines are very, very busy. So take advantage of the color that you need. Get these before they're gone, because it took us 7 months to get them back in stock. Hard to say if it'll take 7 months to get a reorder again, but you know that this is something that is very special. You don't want to miss your set. Tara, you got 2 more items coming up in the show.
I do.
And one of them is this. Mary, look how gorgeous this is. This would match your Spice Old World. This is Temp-tations 20-inch figural harvest oval platter with the